the writers, every time I watch an episode, it's fantastic, and then the next episode is even better. How many writers are there for this show, and how many episodes are written at once, or how does that all work? I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Thanks. That's really nice of you to say. And by the way, you look fantastic too.
Nice necklace.
So let me see. There are, God, I'm going to be such a dick if I don't. God, I keep saying that. All right, me, Mark. Nikki, help me.
9 or 10.
9 or 10, depending on what. There are some teams that work together.
Nikki Toscano.
Nikki's
one of our
Nikki Toscano.
Stand up. Stanford Bookstaver, who's our co-executive producer, director. Great.
Sunday.
So I guess the answer to your question is that I've got a terrific set of minds in that room, and it can be quite maddening. It's a jigsaw puzzle with 1,000 pieces missing, because we aren't sure yet, and you have to make decisions. Making decisions is the hardest part of writing this show, because then you're stuck with them, sort of. Sometimes we weasel our way around, but we made a decision early on to really rocket through story. It's something that was a frustration of mine, watching serialized drama in the last several years play out, and you're never quite sure if the writers know exactly where they're headed. And so when we did the first episode, I knew I had tied us into something that I had to come through on in episode 15. And I had a lot of help trying to piece those puzzles together, but it felt really satisfying, I think, once we got there, to go, wow, the puzzles all fit, and I found the last one. So now I know we can do it, which is great. And so I guess that we get in there and we all pitch out ideas and things we'd like to see and things that we owe and pieces from the past, and we start filtering that down into something smaller and then somehow trying to organize these so that they all match up at the end. I won't lie, it's the trickiest show I've ever had to do. Also one of the most satisfying. And so far we're up to the task. 22 episodes is a real killer, I think, for all of these people. And I know why it's really challenging for serialized shows to feel satisfying on that level, and why so many work in cable when it's, Homeland's just a fantastic show with all of those pieces. And it's not fair because they only have to do 12 episodes. So. No, but I do. But I love doing this. It's challenging, and I don't know that I'm answering your question. But we.
How many episodes in advance do you write? She asked as well.
How many episodes? What?
How many episodes in advance do you write?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, right now we're so up against the gun, and I know it's the endless frustration of a lot of the people, not just our producers, but our actors, wondering when they're going to be able to prepare the scripts that we have going. But there's a logjam once you get up to the back. And we're right there, and so these scripts are being delivered at the last moment because we're trying so hard. This week, I need to go, by the way, because
She's got to go writing. You better go write, Mike.
But it's very hard. So we know the stories, but getting those scripts just right, and then having the moments to really dig into each scene and find the nuances, that gets harder and harder as you get to the end. So luckily, I have people that can give me creative input when we have a scene that's almost there or not quite working, or contradicting something. We're only human, we do the best we can. And everybody wants what's best for the show, and that's what's great about having a generous cast and crew and writing staff. So it's a team effort.
And we all appreciate it. All right, we've got time for one last question. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm a little nervous. Actually, I wanted to say thank you to all of you standing up there for getting my lovely mother to change it from MSNBC on Wednesdays. And actually, no, on a serious note, thank you, because you do bring us all here to this room, and you bring thousands of people together because of this show. Yeah, I know everyone in this room has had a show end before its time, and I know I watch because Nick, Roswell, come on. So my question is, if you only had 5 more episodes to write and shoot, what would each of you want to see happen for you specifically, or what would you want to write?
Wow, I'll just answer by saying that we're satisfied with the stories that we've got through the finale. It's just the execution that's really challenging, and hopefully it'll lead us. I think the big thing is we want to lead into, we want to do two things. This was also the reason for episode 15, the party on the beach. We wanted to make sure if we got a short order, if we didn't connect with a large audience but had a core audience of really enthusiastic fans, we wanted to make sure that at the end of the 13 order, and I would have moved 15 to 13, that I would have provided solutions to everything that you guys had. Because what's worse than connecting to a show and then being like, I have no idea what happened to these people. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that our final episode in 22 of the first season, we're hoping for a second season, but it's not a guarantee. So I want to make sure we've satisfied all the people that have invested their time and care into this show. So we're doing that, but we're also posing a lot more questions so that we have a really great launching pad for season 2.